What's up guys, welcome back to Fancy Goldfish Fanatics. Today I am at Star Fisheries, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look in this pond right next to me. Now this pond has some absolutely stunning Oranda in there. I think there's about 40 pieces or 40 fish, and these are all generally shorter body, shorter tailed fish. There are some with slightly longer tails, but I would say the majority of these fish are short body. Now we're going to take a look at them all in the Japanese floating basket. We'll have a look at some in the viewing tank as well, have a little look at the side profile, and then I'm going to aim to pick out my favourite 3 fish. Now obviously it's going to be very difficult for me to pick out my top 3, but we're going to go through them, we're going to have a select through them, have a look at the different qualities that each fish has, have a look at the body shape, the skin quality, the swimming pattern, the caudal fins, the dorsal fin, and just the overall quality of the fish. So without further ado, let's get the Japanese floating basket and let's check out some Oranda. But here we are next to the Oranda pond. The water is a tiny bit murky, so it's a little bit difficult to see the fish, but don't worry, we're going to be able to see all of these fish. What I'm going to do is get them all into the Japanese floating basket, which I'm just going to lay here, get them all bowled up, and then we can have a close look at them all up close and personal. Now there is definitely a nice range of different fish. I think we got some sakuras, some red and whites, some kirins, some calicos, and maybe a tiger or 2. But let's get them all in the basket and let's check them out. So now we have all of the fish in the Japanese floating basket. Let's take a close look at them, see what the different styles of fish we have. There is definitely one that really stands out to me, a real short body, shogun-esque looking fish. Let's check them out, see what we think. There are some absolutely lovely examples of Oranda, and then we're going to go through all of them, and I'm going to choose my favourite fish to look at in the viewing tank, and then we can try and pick out our favourite fish overall. So let's have a close look.
A few moments later.
So my first plan, my first selection is to go through all of these fish and simply take a look at the body shapes. I'm going to discard any fish back into the pond where I'm not too keen on the body shape for me personally. Now this is just my personal preference. This is not going off any show standards or anything like that. This is just me looking simply at the body shape. I'm not focused on the colours, the patterns, anything like that. The body shape is something that's really important to me to go off first. Now all of these fish are relatively similar apart from this fish here that really stands out. Now I absolutely love this fish, the size, the mass, the head is absolutely ginormous, a real mini tail to it, but it is simply completely different from the rest of the fish. So I feel like having this fish in here is going to sort of throw us off, and we want to have fish that are all from a similar or the same breeder to compare in today's video. So straight away there are some fish that stand out, like this Oranda here. Doesn't quite have the head size and head shape I'm looking for, and it has quite a large body. Definitely would be a female fish, definitely holding eggs, an absolutely huge Oranda. Really nice, but just not what I'm after. So I'm going to go through and discard those fish that I'm not desiring in today's video. Some fish may be slightly smaller, don't quite have the mass and the body structure that I'm looking for, but overall still very, very nice fish indeed. We've got a nice mix of calicos, we've got some really nice sakura fish. I think this is a nice red and white sakura, lovely quality fish. Now I think all of these fish are in around 18 degrees currently. I think that's the temperature they're being currently kept at. Another stunning Oranda, sakura, but not quite got the head shape and size that I'm looking for. Another slightly smaller fish, really good wen to this fish, a lovely, lovely quality. That is a stunning fish, lovely sakura scales to that. This fish here, really nice size, mass to it. Looks kind of like a Ryukin. I'm not sure if that is a Ryukin or Oranda. Very, very similar to both varieties. Now some of these blacks really stand out to me. Great body shapes to them. We are now left with 9 fish in the Japanese floating basket. These are all fish that I really like the look of from the top and the side view. They've all got really nice wens, they've all got really nice body structure, nice round tummies. They all display their fins in a really nice way. They've got really nice fin deportment in the caudal fins and the dorsal fins as well. And I really had to be very selective and rigorous in selecting out some of the fish that I didn't quite like. But the majority of the fish I really still liked, and it was a very difficult process to actually choose these fish. So I'm going to now go through them again. I'm probably going to try and pick my favourite black fish, my favourite red and white fish, and my favourite calico fish. And then we can have a look at those in the viewing tank. Now this is a very difficult process because all of the fish are so similar, and I really need a long amount of time to really look at them and pick out these fish to find the different quality traits. But you can see we've got a lovely selection of fish all around that 5, I would say to easily 6 inches in size mark. But let's have another select through them and have a close look at them, and then we can put them in the viewing tank and actually see what my favourite fish look like from that side view profile. So I really like the body structure on this fish, a very lively fish, but it's got a really nice wen shape and a real nice body structure to it. Now let's compare it to this other black. Now this one's definitely a bit larger in size. These fish are quite active because of the temperature, so it is a little bit hard for me to hold them on camera. But this one is a very, very nice fish as well. Although I think the wen shape is slightly better on this other fish, so I'm actually going to put this one back. We've also got another black, or more towards an Apache fish, but I still think that black is definitely my favourite. So now we're down to our last black fish. Let's have a look at the calicos. So really, I would say these are the two sort of red and whites. This is a tiger, which is stunning, really, really nice quality. Let's take a look at this one. I absolutely love the Sakura scales on this fish. Very, very nice indeed. Just check out the scales. Look at those reflective scales. Really nice tails. Most of these fish are either short tail or like an orchid style tail. I really like the reflective scales on this Sakura as well. Stunning, stunning fish. But this tiger is really catching my eye. Very, very nice quality. So I think what I'm going to do is probably put... Which one? Let's see. I think this one's probably the weaker fish. This is probably the next top fish. But let's now have a look at the calicos. So we've got this calico here. Love the structure on this fish. Great wen shape to it. This fish, lovely from the side. Doesn't quite have the same head shape and size. And it also doesn't quite have the same body if you compare these two fish together. This one's got a slightly better body. A real nice thick back and a nice peduncle in comparison to this fish. But this is still a really nice quality fish overall. Next up, we've got this one. Absolutely great body shape, really nice fish, potentially female with that large belly area. A really nice orchid tail to this fish as well, or maybe a rose tail. I think this one actually might be a rose tail. Really good quality, but just not quite the same shape as these other fish. So now we are down to our last 4. Hopefully you can see them on camera. From the top, all of these fish are stunning. I would say this is probably the weakest fish in my opinion, but overall an absolutely lovely fish, and I would love to add this to my collection. We've got double anal fins, we've got all fins present, really nice deportment, nice split down the caudal fin as well, great wen growth. The back is not quite as thick as some of the others that hopefully you can see here. We've got a little bit thicker back on these two especially in comparison to this one. So I'm going to place that one back. So now we are down to our last 3 fish. The stunning black or bronze, lovely tiger, and then this absolutely stunning calico Kirin Oranda. So let's get them in the viewing tank and take a look at them from the side view. So now we have all 3 fish in the viewing tank, as you can see next to me. And they are all absolutely gorgeous specimens. They are all showing really nice qualities. I love the contrast with the different colours. They just look absolutely phenomenal. As you can see, the majority of these fish are towards the shorter tail or smaller tail. I would say this is a rose tail fish, or maybe even all 3 of them are rose tail. Now the tiger Oranda towards the back of the tank, as you can see here, has the largest tail. Now if I hopefully hold that up to the front of the tank, as you can see, we've got a real nice depth to the body, we've got some nice metallic scales, we've got nice striping coming down on the fish, really nice wen growth as well. Definitely not quite the same wen growth as the black or bronze has, but a really good quality fish. Looks like we've got double anal fins as well, and we've got a really nice caudal fin. So I really like this tiger, really stands out to me, a very nice fish overall. Next up we have this stunning black short body Oranda. Now you can see the body is very short on this fish, and we've got a real nice depth to it as well. Really good wen growth on top and the sides, and a really nice split down the caudal fin. Does this fish? No, so this fish doesn't have a double anal fin, so that doesn't really matter too much, and it doesn't really bother me too much. But in the judging standards, or if you were going to a goldfish show, this may come into play if a fish of the exact same quality didn't have the double anal fin. But overall, I really like this fish. It's really cute, it's got a really nice face to it, and don't worry, I'm not over handling these fish. They are going to be absolutely fine. I guarantee if I put them back in the pond, within 20 minutes they'll be up and feeding. Definitely like that fish, but I would say the tiger is definitely my favorite fish so far. Let's compare the tiger to this Kirin. So you can see this Kirin or Calico Oranda behind the tiger fish. Now, generally I would say the wen growth is better on this calico fish, as we have a more rounded wen, and we've got a nice chin area of wen as well, if you compare it to this tiger Oranda here. As you can see, the wen slopes off towards the back of the head, whereas this one has a lot more of a rounded wen shape, which is definitely more appealing to me. Now, I really like the tail and the fin deportment. It's got a nice split in the tail. It also has double anal fins, and all fins are present as well. Now, this fish is a really nice quality fish, and it is very difficult for me to decide. I definitely think my favorite fish is between the Kirin and the tiger that you can see here. Now, I'm just going to put the black or bronze Oranda back in the tank, just so I don't stress them out too much, and then we can have another final look at these two here. So here we have our final two fish. Let me know down in the comment section which fish was your favorite, at what timestamp in the video, or also let me know between these two fish, which fish would you take home. Now, I am very torn. I would say this fish here, the Kirin Oranda, is slightly better in quality than the tiger Oranda. However, the tiger Oranda has a really impressive caudal fin and a really impressive body shape and size to it as well. Now, I think if the Kirin Oranda here had a slightly longer tail like the tiger, and it also had the same body size and shape, I would definitely be picking the Kirin. But it is very difficult to pick, especially on camera, trying to have a look at these fish together. But overall, if I had to take one fish home, I think it would be the Kirin Oranda. The tiger is so nice, but this Kirin just really stands out to me. The quality of the wen, the body, the fins is just absolutely beautiful, and I really like that fish. I would say this is around a 5-inch, maybe 5.5-inch fish, and I would say the tiger is pushing onto that 6-inch mark. But that's it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this deep dive, having a look at some of the shorter body Orandas and some of the fish that are a little bit more compact in shape, more of that new style Oranda as well. If you like this video, let me know down below, and if you have any comments or questions, please let me know down below. But that's it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. Remember to keep this water changes up, and happy fish keeping.